In today's video, I'm going to tell you how to make your first earnings in the Solo Victory Cash Cup. There's also other tournaments you can make it in, but the Solo Victory Cash Cup is most definitely the easiest one to do it. To qualify to the finals, you have 7 games and 2 hours to qualify, and you need about 62 points if you're on NA Central to qual. To qualify, I'm going to tell you what you should do in every single game. In game number 1, you want to W key your first game because it's going to be the worst lobby out of all of your lobbies. If you are a good fighter, make sure you go for a medallion or go to your normal draw spot depending on if you are a good enough fighter to go get a medallion. If you do end up choosing to go for a medallion, I suggest going to the Rim Gate location because that is the best medallion and the best mythic this season. After game number 1, and we're going to say that you already have somewhere around 20 to 30 points after game number 1, you're going to just play placement so you can easily qualify to the tournament. If you're on NA Central, you need about 62 points to qualify. If you're on EU, I think you need anywhere from about 70 to 80. I don't really know because I don't really play on that region. Now let's head to the finals, and I'm going to tell you how you should play to make your first earnings. Now that you have made it to the finals, you're going to want to land at your draw spot or land at a medallion location if you're a good enough fighter. Remember, if you are not a good fighter, I suggest playing for the end game every single time and not even worrying about a medallion. Now you're going to land at your normal draw spot. Make sure you have 3 med kits, 3 big pots, and 100 Flipberry Fizz, and a shotgun and an AR, or a burst depending on what rarity it is. If you cannot end up getting a Flipberry Fizz or medkits, you're going to have to go for a refresh earlier in the game because you need medkits for heal off and you need Flipberry Fizz for rotations. Weapon bunker near your draw spot, I suggest going to that weapon bunker because you're almost guaranteed to get really good loot and maybe a Flipberry Fizz and some extra medkits. Okay, now that you've made it to the end game, you want to make sure that you're playing dead side on the zones before you get to the moving zones. Now, during the end game, it's going to be super stacked. There's going to be a lot of people around you, but don't panic because you have your Flipberry Fizz. You're going to want to pop your Flipberry Fizz and start rotating to every single zone. And I suggest being on the dead side, rotating dead side every single time, because if you don't rotate the dead side, you can get caught up in some really bad situations if you go straight to the middle of the zone, because so many people are going to be there, and it's very, very bad, and you might end up dying. Never play mid-ground, because if you're playing mid-ground, you have players from low ground spraying out your bottoms, and you have high ground focusing you, because they think that you're going to come and try to take height from them. So you want to make sure you're either on the low ground or the high ground. If you're on the high ground, you are in a perfect position to win. If you're on the low ground, it's going to be a little bit harder, but you still have a pretty high chance of winning if you have your medkits. Now, if you played out all your medkits and you ended up getting that victory royale, congratulations, you just made your first earnings. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Peace out.